Have you ever heard of a modern-day hero who fought tirelessly for justice and unity in Africa and the Caribbean? Meet Walter Rodney. Recently, after sharing my video titled, "How Did Europe Exploit, Divide, and Conquer Africa?" at Apollo Nwasiama posted this comment. "You are truly another Walter Rodney. Keep it up." This comparison sparked my interest in learning more about Walter Rodney and the impact of his legacy. This video aims to uncover who Walter Rodney was, his mission, the obstacles he faced, and his enduring legacy. Let's dive in. Who was Walter Rodney, and why should we remember him? Walter Rodney was born on March 23, 1942, in Georgetown, British Guiana, now Guyana, a small country on the northern coast of South America. His early years were marked by the colonial context in which he lived, experiencing firsthand the racial and social inequalities imposed by British rule. Rodney's academic journey began in local schools, earning him a scholarship to Queen's College, the top secondary school in Guyana. His outstanding performance there led to a further scholarship to study at the University of the West Indies, UWI, in Jamaica. At UWI, Rodney continued to distinguish himself academically, particularly in history, which became his passion. After completing his undergraduate degree with first-class honors, Rodney moved to the United Kingdom to pursue his doctoral studies. He attended the School of Oriental and African Studies, SOAS, in London, one of the world's leading institutions for the study of Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. At SOAS, Rodney's research focused on African history, and he earned his PhD in 1966 with a thesis on the slave trade on the Upper Guinea coast. This academic achievement set the stage for his later influential work on the impact of European colonialism in Africa. Rodney's education was not just about academic achievement, it was also during this time that he began to form his political consciousness and commitment to social justice. What drove Walter Rodney to become an advocate for social justice? Walter Rodney's mission was multifaceted but rooted deeply in his commitment to advocating for the working class and promoting African history and culture. He believed that understanding history was essential to achieving social justice and empowering marginalized communities. Rodney's work was driven by a desire to challenge the narratives imposed by colonial powers and to highlight the strength and resilience of African and Caribbean peoples. Rodney was particularly focused on the struggles of the working class and the poor. He saw them as the backbone of society, whose contributions were often overlooked or exploited by those in power. His advocacy extended beyond academic circles. He actively engaged with grassroots movements and worked directly with communities to raise awareness. And he mobilized action against social and economic injustices. One of Rodney's most significant contributions to both academia and activism was his groundbreaking book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, published in 1972. In this seminal work, Rodney provided a comprehensive and critical analysis of the devastating impact of European colonialism on the African continent. The book argues that Europe's economic advancement was fundamentally linked to the deliberate underdevelopment of Africa. Rodney meticulously detailed how colonial powers extracted resources, exploited labor, and dismantled local economies to benefit European nations. He debunked the myth that Africa was underdeveloped due to its own internal failures. Instead, showed that it was the result of systematic exploitation and oppression by European colonialists. Rodney's work was revolutionary in that it shifted the perspective on African history and development. It empowered African scholars and activists to reclaim their narratives and to see their struggles within a global context of resistance against imperialism and capitalism.
That's a wrap, history seekers. Catch the full story on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.